Good evening, everybody. Jerry Dixon here, coming to you not as a candidate, but rather as simply a citizen. Many, or all, or a few of you may have heard that last night at the council meeting out in front, I was, for the first time in 10 years, denied the right to address my council representatives. There's the issue with the legislation regarding vehicles and so forth in the backyard, parking on grass and so forth. And I'm concerned about it, and I'm concerned about the parts of it that are constitutional and what's wrong with it and why it shouldn't be passed and so forth. And so I went to speak, and the citizens have 2 3-minute opportunities to speak to the council. And if it's a complex issue, certainly like this is, what I feel is a constitutional issue, 3 minutes simply isn't enough to address that complexity. And so you would think that they would want to hear everything that the citizens have to say on the topic, given that that's the only opportunity they give the citizens to address them. Twice a month, 2 3-minute opportunities. And I was denied the second opportunity, ostensibly because I was bringing up the same topic again, but not the same, not the same point, something different and extra. And it just felt not only chintzy of them. It was just a 42-minute meeting. Where was the fire? Where did they have to go? That they couldn't allow me 3 more minutes to speak to them, particularly when there weren't that many people speaking. There was only 2 others that actually spoke. And it's really telling that they don't want to hear what a citizen has to say, particularly on such not just complex, but important issue like this, that involves our U.S. Constitution. So, given that then, I thought that I would go ahead and read the poll public for you that I was going to share with them last night, because it should be heard. If you will indulge me. A few years ago, I came to Mayor Maggard after spotting code officers on private property, and came to find out that they were there without aid of a judge's warrant or permission from the owner. By all reasonable standards, it appeared a violation of the 4th Amendment to our Constitution. Her reply to me, paraphrasing, was that if indeed it was a violation, the courts would tell us so. What irritated me and stuck with me about that exchange was that she thought it fine for her and her right to do as she felt she needed to, without any consideration of its ethical or constitutional implications towards the citizens, and if it's a hardship to the citizens, particularly in regard to their rights being violated. They'll just have to suck it up and initiate a lawsuit, that which only the wealthiest few of our citizens could ever afford to undertake. That laissez-faire attitude, where no respect for Whitehall citizens was accorded on the front end of her actions, and only a backhand for them at the end. That her creation of such difficulties for them was not her consideration to undertake. That ignoring of the Constitution, which Thomas Jefferson decried as the greatest danger to American freedom. Now here we are with the same form of immorality and disrespect for Whitehall citizens and their rights as we've seen before, where the Maggard administration doesn't respect the citizens' rights at the front end, and simply uses photos taken for other purposes to look into citizens' backyards to further other of its aims. That which she may do within legal parameters, but is otherwise wholly immoral. And what reasons are given to curtail our constitutional rights? Quality of life, property values, as Council President Potter suggested in the Whitehall News. I'm certain neither of those things is listed in the United States Constitution, but I do distinctly remember the word liberty. In that conversation a few years ago with the mayor, she told me that it was her right to maintain property values. To which I said, and say again, but you have a sworn obligation to the United States Constitution. So, to the mayor and council president then, I have this to say, a quote from Samuel Adams. If ye love wealth better than liberty, the tranquility of servitude better than the animating contest of freedom, go home from us in peace. We ask not your counsels or arms. Crouch down and lick the hands which feed you. May your chains set lightly upon you, and may posterity forget that ye were our countrymen. And to those who get irritated by my strong language and call me a bully for engaging in it, I would leave them with this from Albert Einstein. The strength of the Constitution lies entirely in the determination of each citizen to defend it. Only if every single citizen feels duty-bound to do his share in this defense are the constitutional rights secure.